G'day friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talk Stuff Ukraine War update for the 3rd of June 2026. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. Today the news is not good for Ukraine. Retaliatory strikes taking out power in parts of Kiev. Some suburbs were hit hard. Parts of Ukraine. Now, Ukraine claims there are only 100 and something drones, and most of them were shot down. Yet there's actually quite a lot of strikes on Ukraine today. And there's also a lot of military activity. Kharkiv was hit several times. Sumy was hit. Kiev was hit multiple times. Dnipro, Kherson, south of Odessa. Power outages in multiple parts of Kiev today. Drone strikes in western Ukraine. Lots of drone strikes and rocket strikes here on around Kharkiv. Lots of military activity on the front line, however, but nothing significant, no major breakthrough. Following up on yesterday, however, they're still attacking central Kupiansk, still fighting here on the northern front, still pushing at Lyman and Kryvyi Luka without much results. The Russians have, of course, still no update on the map, but the Russians are in the forest here and pushing the Ukrainians back. But there's a lot of no activity, yet a little bit of growth with no activity reported. But yeah, Krasnokovia. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Sorry about that. Oh. Just had the power flicker. All right. Russia has now control of a quarter of Krasnokovia. They have advanced a little bit, and in other areas, hardly anything else. But you can see no significant town has fallen yet. Krasnokovia could be days or weeks or months of fighting yet. It does depend on the reinforcements, but we're hearing from other sources that Ukraine allegedly penetrated deep in the Russian lines. There's no major offensive. That's all AI. It's all AVO propaganda. There was, and still is, Russian troops present now south of Zaporozhye here, and Russian troops still here, push back. The Ukrainians, there's no offensive reported in any serious news. YouTubers are starting to get very bold with their claims. Now, in a short period of time, it's like people forget these tremendous claims and move on, but there's no evidence. Ukraine is trying to push back the Russians, there's no doubt, but there's no evidence yet that this story about a big Ukrainian push is real. There is a Ukrainian drone attack and missile attack on its way, and there's retaliation, and they're ongoing. But Ukraine is not reporting everything. So this enables many YouTubers to make stuff up and just keep going because there's no pushback. And that is, well, sad, really. Thousands of people would rather be deceived than know the truth. Now, I'm sponsored by you, the audience. Empire Valves, that's one word, empirevalves.myshopify.com for your one-stop shop of coffee cups, tumblers, mugs, latte cups, water bottles, travel mugs, all based on my writing, the Empire of El series by me, David Applegate. Your one-stop shop for enchanting treasures based on my writing. Now, Russia, in response to changes to Ukrainian drones, has continued to make changes to its Tunguska air defense system. Specifically to destroy drones, they have increased its radar tracking for low-level objects, its visual identification, and, of course, getting more systems upgraded with its 30mm 2A38. This is the programmable airburst munitions, and they do have secondary missiles available, but it's primarily a gunboat. Basically, there she is with 2 launchers on either side and 2 guns on either side of the turret. It's primarily the BT-LT chassis, but some are on BTRs and T90s. It depends how close to the front they're going to be deployed, but there are also some on 6mm configurations. Yeah, she's got the you got the tracking and big tracking, and the here taking out target drones. Now, it can do helicopters and low-flying aircraft. Now, according to Ukrash Pravda, Russia's only sent 198 drones, of which Ukraine claims to have shot down 189. There's other reports way more than that. And I think this is, yet again, underreporting the amount of drones to underreport the amount of impacts. Now, Ukraine, of course, is under, predominantly Kiev, was under heavy attack by at least 90 drones, according to some news reports. Russia says this was retaliation for Kiev's attack on Stablisk. They used a lot of ground, air-launched, and seaborne munitions. This was a second attack, which Zelensky somehow miraculously figured out. I guess it's because he saw the reports from British intelligence, of course. But while they're still debating what happened in Romania, Kiev has finally admitted the truth. Finnish lawmakers made a lot of noise about last month's attack on Finland, which they downplayed as overflight of a couple of drones. Now, up to as many as 1.8 million people were at risk, with armed drones flying over Finland. Now, they strayed into Finnish airspace, flew over Finland, and down into Russia. This is, basically, some were downed by Russian electronic jammings and could have fallen on Finland. Some were shot down by Finnish FA-18s. One did crash in Finland, and Finland made protest, and Ukraine blamed Russia. Well, enough Finnish lawmakers didn't buy that shit, and Ukraine finally admitted that it was stray drones, and they got their finger wagged at. Again, nothing happens to Zelensky. He's protected. But for some reason, the UN and the Red Cross is taking the attack on Starbolsk seriously. Now, this could be because there were Chinese students there, and China is less than pleased. My guess is they were not just average students, they were a little higher up the food chain than your average Yogi Bear. So the UN has sent the Red Cross Committee into Starbolsk to investigate. And so far they have visited the site, walked over it, looked at the drone wreckage, but they haven't left. They're beginning. They're actually going to be there for up to a week, conducting interviews and their own scientific investigation of the Soblest site. So they're actually going to do some forensics, apparently. And so Russia's quite happy that a special envoy visited the site, spoke with the local community leaders, spoke with some eyewitnesses and a teacher and some of the students. And they're going to now, probably tomorrow now, conduct forensics on some of the deceased. And meanwhile, overnight, there is probably going to be a third strike on Ukraine to further target Kiev and key drone centers and launch points around Ukraine, particularly since Ukraine has decided today to retaliate quite strongly by firing on this town right here. So that is where we're at with the Ukraine war. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. It helps with the algorithm. All engagement is good, but I would also like you to financially support the channel through Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.